Now, a couple years ago, I bought this log splitter for the purpose of using the components off of it to make a hydraulic forging press. I'm going to start on it here. I'm going to use this cylinder here. It's a 5-inch diameter cylinder, a little bit long, but I'm going to cut it down on my lathe so it has an 8-inch stroke. And I'll use the control valve, I'll use the hydraulic pump, and I'll use the tank here for my project. I've got some 4x4 by 3/8 angle here that I'm going to use for the sides of the press. Okay, we got the cylinder apart. A little bit of difficulty. Had to heat these up cherry red to get these tie rods out. So I got it laid out here, 8 inches, and I'm going to cut that off. We're going to cut off about 7 3/4 inches, so we have an 8-inch stroke. Then I'll cut down the rod here to wherever I need to do, and I'm going to thread it 1.5" 12 for an end I bought for this. And I got a rebuilt kit for the cylinder coming. It should be here in a day or so. So I think this is going to work out pretty good. All right, we got it set up, and we're going to start cutting her off. This is my 1917 20-inch Flather lathe. It was the Cadillac of its day, back in the day. Okay, I got it cut off, 8-inch stroke. Now I have to cut this off here. Then I'll thread this 1.5" 12 to put on this piece here. Alright, taking the finished cut down to 1.5", and then we're going to thread it 1.5" 12. All right, there it is. Looking good. Okay, we cut off the tie rods, and we have to re-thread them. Okay, I got my cylinder rebuilt, got it all back together, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm happy with it. Picked up a piece of steel the other day, 1.5" thick, 10 inches wide, and 48 inches long. I'm going to cut 2 pieces off of it, 20 inches long, and one will be at the top of the press that the cylinder attaches to, and the other one will be at the bottom where the lower die attaches to. And I have a couple other pieces 1.5" here I'm going to use. So I think I have enough materials. I'm going to have to cut this off in the milling machine. I have a 1-inch hog end mill, and I'll go back and forth probably 2 passes to cut that off. Okay, I got the plate set up in the mill to cut it off, 2 pieces, 20 inches. Well, that did a pretty nice job. Set it up again, make another one. Okay, I'm getting my plates together here. This will be the bottom stationary plate where another one of these is going to go on. And then I'll weld it. This is the top movable plate where the top die will be. I had to cut this in there. And I'm over here, one more to cut. And we're ready to go. Well, it's like a slot. It's coming in there perfect. These DROs are wonderful. Alright, just about done. Taking a little skim off the edge here where it's going to be welded. So there's some nice clean steel there. This is a 1964 index milling machine. The main reason I bought it is because it was single phase. It's the only one I've ever seen that wasn't 3-phase. This is around a 1915, 1920 Camelback drill press. We're drilling 1 1/4 hole. Well, I'm laying it out on the floor here. I got all my plates drilled. I got 3 holes 2 inches apart. I'm going to bolt this thing together. I'm not going to weld it for the simple reason, what if I need to move something? So I'll probably put 5 holes in the top here, and maybe I'll move this down a hole or 2, see how that works. I've been working on my plates. I got it so I could slip the dies in and out, and say I want to make a die like that. Made it so you could turn them 90 degrees if you want to change the orientation of the die. Next is to weld this solid underneath. I've got everything drilled and tapped, and then we'll start putting it back in the frame. Well, that's one done. Okay, we got the welding done. Turned out pretty good. Boy, them babies are hot. Well, I got the frame put together. Seems to work pretty well. It's made out of 4x4 angle, 1.5 inch steel plate with 3/4 stainless steel bolts. Now I have to work on making a table for it. I have a piece of 1/4 inch plate over here that I'm going to start making a table for, and then I can put the motor and the pump underneath. Well, I'm going to be making a table for the press. I want to be able to move it around, so I got these casters, but I couldn't use these 6-inch rubber wheels. I figured the press was so heavy it'd probably make a flat spot on them, so I took a piece of 4-inch round steel and made some steel wheels, and I have a bearing, a 2-inch OD, 1-inch ID, 2 bearings in there. So I think that would be sufficient for this press. It's probably going to weigh 600 or 700 pounds. Well, I got my table laid out with the press on it. Piece of 1/4 inch thick steel plate. It's 23 by 35. I got my legs cut. I'm building a frame for underneath that table, so goes something like that, and I'll weld it all together. This is going to bolt together. Be a bolt through here, bolt through here, bolt through here, and then a bolt up here and down here, so I can take it off if I need to. Well, I got the table all welded up. Clean it, paint it, put the casters on it, flip it over, and maybe put the press on, or maybe start putting some components underneath. Okay, I got the press up on the stand. Looking good, very stable. Now I'll start mounting my components underneath. I got that tank to work on. I got a brand new motor for it, and the pump and the valve. Okay, I got the control valve mounted. Lines up to the hydraulic cylinder. Got my gauge installed. This is a supply. I'm going to get a 1 piece for this, and this is the return. It's going to go down underneath. The filter is going to go underneath the table here, and next is the hydraulic pump and the motor and the tank, and they'll all go underneath. So it's coming along pretty well. Okay, I started installing components underneath. Got the tank in, got the motor in, got the pump installed, got the electric installed. Only thing left to do is I have 2 14-inch nipples coming for there, and then hook up the supply line and the filter and the return, and it's done. Okay, I got the press together. It works, but it doesn't work very well. It only goes up to 500 psi. The problem is that pump is not the right application for this. That's what was on the log splitter. I looked at those Vickers pumps, and some of them only go up to 100 psi. I bought a new pump here, and I'm going to install that. This is a gear pump, and it's a 2-stage, and it should do the job. But this pump is a vane pump. It's the one that was on the log splitter, and it's just not the right application for that. So we're going to have to change that out, and then I think it's going to work just fine. Hey, it's finally done, and it finally works. Had a lot of difficulty though. I changed out that pump to a 2-stage 22 gallon per minute pump, and it still wasn't working right. It was popping breakers, the motor was stalling out. So I said, well, maybe my valve's too small. So I bought a new valve, put it on, same issue. What the fix was changing out this 3450 RPM motor to a 1725. Now it seems to work fine. So I'm going to make some dies, and then I'll try it out. But I'll show you how it works right now. It works pretty good. Got the forwards going, got the press ready, we're ready to try her out. Okay, let's go over my build here. I really like how all the metal work turned out. I used 4x4 angle. I used 1.5" plate. You could probably get away with 3x3 angle, and maybe even a 1-inch plate if you are going to want to go a little lighter. I got a 25 gallon per minute valve. I got a 0 to 3000 psi gauge. The only thing I'm a little leery about is this pump and this motor. I ordered a 22 gallon per minute pump. I think that might be too big. And in my motor, if it goes above 2200 psi, it wants to stall out, and that's a 2 horsepower. So if I was going to do this again, I might even get a smaller pump and a larger motor, maybe a 3 horsepower, and I'd run at 1725. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I would go with a 5-inch cylinder. I got my diverter valve unloading at 2000 psi, because if I got a little bit higher, I could tell that the motor was putting a load on it and was wanting to stall. So, but I'm overall very happy with it. Worked out pretty good.